Buddhists believe in a constant process of change in nature. According to the doctrine of karma, a fish could come back as a mammal in a later life, and a human being could come back as an insect. In other words, it envisages a transmigration of souls between species and between human beings and animals. Close inspection will show that this error is closely compatible with another contemporary error, Darwin's theory of evolution. One Buddhist researcher has described as follows the relation between Buddhism and evolution. Buddhism is quite happy with the theory of evolution. In fact, Buddhist philosophy actually requires evolution to take place. All things are seen as being transient, constantly becoming, existing for a while, and then fading. The idea of unchanging species would not be compatible with Buddhist ontology. For this reason, Darwinists have felt sympathetic towards Buddhism and promoted it ever since the 19th century. The first person to give voice to this admiration was Thomas Huxley, Darwin's strongest supporter. Huxley was an admirer of Buddhism, because just like Darwinism, Buddhism rejected the idea of a creator. In Huxley's view, therefore, it was most compatible with Western civilization. He wrote these words on the subject. Buddhism is a system which knows no God in the Western sense, which denies a soul to man, which counts the belief in immortality a blunder, and the hope of it a sin, which refuses any efficacy to prayer and sacrifice, which bids men look to nothing but their own efforts for salvation. Certain other thinkers who sought to impose materialist philosophy and atheism on European societies followed Huxley's path and took an interest in Buddhism. One of these was the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, an atheist who harbored a deep hatred of revealed religions. The sympathy felt for Buddhism by such materialists as Huxley and Nietzsche shows the purpose underlying the present-day Buddhist propaganda. Materialists portray Buddhism as a vehicle by which to add some spiritual values, albeit artificial ones, to the non-believing model of society they wish to establish. Their aim is to prevent the rise of the revealed religions by means of alternative false ones. All Far Eastern religions are superstitious beliefs with no basis in God's revelation. People who become caught up in such superstitious beliefs should consider the verses of God, our true Creator, and they should walk on the path of God as commanded in the Quran. Alongside all the erroneous beliefs we have been looking at, there are some positive moral principles in Buddhism. That is one of the reasons for this religion's spread in the West. For instance, Buddhism forbids theft. It encourages people to help one another. All of this suggests that Buddhism possibly began as a religion founded on God's revelation, only to become corrupted over the course of time. In the Quran, God tells us that He sent messengers to every nation to deliver His warnings. We have sent you with the truth, bringing good news and giving warning. There is no community to which a warner has not come. This verse shows us that God could certainly have sent a messenger to the Hindus. That warner might perhaps have been Siddhartha Gautama, known as the founder of Buddhism. After him, however, people may have distorted this religion, and Buddhism lost its original features. Assimilating various local myths, it turned into a superstitious religion. Even if Buddhism genuinely comes from a divine origin, it has by now entirely departed from it. It has been smothered by superstitious beliefs and rituals. And it is now impossible for it to lead people to the true path. Buddhism, an atheist teaching which denies the existence of God, a pagan religion, a fanatical tradition which envisages people inflicting suffering on themselves. In this film, we have looked at the way that Buddhism, which some people regard with great longing, harbors very erroneous beliefs and practices. We have seen how the myths of reincarnation and karma mislead people. The greatest of this religion's errors is the way that it is based not on knowledge from God, but rather on various traditions and philosophies created by human beings over the course of time, and regards these as sacred. Buddhists and those who feel sympathetic towards this religion should consider these truths in detail, and at once liberate themselves from this superstitious belief. Because people who accept teachings other than those of the religion revealed by God are referred to in the Quran thus: what these people are doing is destined for destruction. What they are doing is purposeless. The path that will lead people to the truth, happiness, and peace is that revealed by God. In other words, the religion of Islam. Islam brings people reason, civilization, science, art, and joy. It illuminates their souls and frees them from darkness and despair. Indeed, thanks to this, nations which have been honored by Islam and sincerely lived according to that religion established one of the greatest civilizations in the history of the world and led the world in all fields. That is because Islam is the way revealed by God. The only means of salvation until the Day of Judgment lies in abiding by that path. As God informs us in the Quran, This is my path, and it is straight, so follow it. Do not follow other ways, or you will become cut off from his way. That is what he instructs you to do, so that hopefully you may do your duty.